Hey there, this is Becky Rogers with Families Mentoring Families, and I've been up here at the Family Restoration Center with my family the better part of this week, and we have been working really hard to get this facility ready and up and running for some of the families, the mothers that are coming. And as part of that, I just wanted to give you, some of you are new to this project and might be new to our family, just want to give you a little bit of background and a little bit of information in case you're wondering what this is all about. So our family moved to Ghana about 3 years ago, and when we came we didn't really know what we were supposed to be doing here, but one of the things that we realized quickly was that there were a lot of situations where parents were not able to care for their children, so they would take them to like a local children's home, or they would leave them with the government, and just in hopes that they would have food to eat and, best case scenario, a little bit of education to hopefully give them a better future. And that many of the mothers were willing to give up their children in hopes that they would have better opportunities to be able to change those family patterns of poverty and lack of education and things like that. And so as we became aware of that, we had this idea about building a family restoration center because so many of the children in homes actually have parents. And that's not to say that all children in homes should be with their parents. There are definitely situations where that's not appropriate. They're not safe there, but there are a lot of scenarios where it is the case where these mothers really want to have their children back, but they just don't have a way to do that. So just wanted to tell you a couple of stories. So that's basically the idea that birthed this Family Restoration Center concept. And so we are now working on this property that we have found. We have been able to miraculously, with the help of all of you, do the majority of the funding of it, and now we're just in a big push to the finish. Big push to the finish to get it finally paid off, so that we can do the renovations and the things that we need that are actually already underway. That's why we're doing it here ourselves, so that we can make a place for these women to come. Now, this project is kind of morphing as we go. It's turning into some interesting different dynamics than what we expected, but it's all a beautiful unfolding of what it's supposed to be, and we're just watching it with all kinds of awe and gratitude for God and His goodness, and for how much He loves these children of His, and how much He wants them to be cared for, wants them to have all of the beautiful things in life, and wants them to have strong families, and wants them to gain greater education so that they can really fulfill the gifts that they have and the things that they need to do in their lives. So one of the women, you've probably heard some of these stories over time, so I'm just going to just briefly just tell some of them. One of the women that you've heard about most recently is named Mercy, and she was she is a young mother. She found herself expecting, and the man that she thought was going to marry her, when he found out she was expecting twins, wanted her to terminate the pregnancy. And when she refused to do that, he basically just left her high and dry. I think she was about 8 months pregnant at the time, and she ended up kind of on the street having to take care of herself. And she was able to get some odd jobs here and there for a time, and just trying to figure things out while she's caring for 2 babies on her own, and they're now 1.5 years. There was a time, so right now she's staying with some friends that have a family of 6 that they'll all live in one room, so that makes 9 of them. And because it was never designed to be a permanent situation, they've asked her to find another place to live, and she really doesn't have any other place to live. She doesn't really have any means, and she herself probably, she'll feed her babies every day. She'll buy a meal on the street, feed her babies, like split it between them, and then she herself will probably eat 3 or 4 times in a week. And now she's actually been coming to the restoration center here to help us with things like laundry once a week, and so she's been doing some mentor training with another one of the families that's here helping us with this project, and she's making huge progress. She's doing so great. Even just with that, she's able to with the skills that she's learned so far, she's been able to get herself in a situation where she can save about $1 a week and put that away, and help her with her financial future. So that's very exciting. So we have another woman who is coming. She was actually rescued by Operation Underground Railroad in the Middle East, and we're just waiting for the borders to open up, and then she will be able to come here. She has 2 children here in Ghana that she left behind when she went to Jordan, and she the social workers who are our good friends here that work for Operation Underground Railroad and also have a relationship with us, they were able to locate those 2 children. And so as of now, the plan is that as soon as the border opens up, she will be coming here with those children, and we're so excited for that reunion to take place and for her to be able to be in a safe place to begin that healing journey. We also have a woman that is a dear friend of ours who was in that situation that I described in the beginning with her children in a children's home, where she would go and she would work a few times a week just so she could keep an eye on them and make sure that they were okay, but always continually worried that they weren't always safe or they weren't always in the best situation. And the truth of the matter is she missed her children. And she wanted with anything, all the fiber of her being in her heart, her mother heart, to have them back where she could take care of them, and where she could, she says she always was a good mother even when she didn't have anything to give them. And she's an excellent mother. And actually all of these women are, because they've sacrificed themselves to do what they have felt was in the best interest of their children. And we just believe, Families Mentoring Families, that the best interest of the children is to help the parents, and specifically in these cases, the mothers, to be able to grow their opportunities and their education so that they can be the mothers they desire to be, and to be able to keep their families around them and to keep them strong so that those generational patterns can be broken and so that the families can move forward. We have another woman we were reached out to a little while ago, and we're still in the process of seeing how this all plays out, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her story, because whether or not she ends up coming here, there are sadly hundreds, if not thousands, of other women in these kinds of situations who are fleeing unsafe home lives. Okay, they're victims of domestic violence and domestic abuse. And this woman in particular was feeding her baby on her lap one night when her husband came in with a machete and tried to kill her. And when she ducked out of the way to avoid that blow, the machete, the father, basically cut off the baby's leg. She ducked out of the way, and his blow chopped off the baby's leg and severed it. And so now that, by some miracle, I don't know how, because that was up in the north, and without all even the medical care that we have here in Kumasi, the baby didn't die. And so the baby is recovering and doing well, and the father went to prison. But the question is how long he will be there, and what will happen when he's out, and where is a safe place that she can come where she can't be found. And so we've been reached out to see if it's a possible scenario that she might be able to come here and receive the same kinds of training, the same kinds of skills, and be in that safe place. And so just wanted to share with you a little bit about what we're working on here as a family, and through our organization, Families Mentoring Families. We have some really great opportunities right now for you to get involved in what we're doing, to help strengthen these families, to provide opportunities to make a truly generational impact. It's not even, I don't think, countable or measurable, the impact that we can have by helping one family as those shifts and changes happen throughout the generations. So just want to let you know a little bit about what we're doing and what the Family Restoration Center is about, and we will keep you posted as things unfold. Right now, even since we started actually being on site working on it, we have more opportunities for us to bless the lives of others than already I can tell, and our social workers actually warned us of this, that we will have our hands full shortly. And so we're hoping that some of you will want to be involved and would be willing to help us with this. And because we have received such huge blessings in our family because of what we're doing here, and we know that you will too. So if any of this speaks to you, reach out to us. We'd love to tell you how you can help us, and thank you for listening.